now we're on the corner of Mission and Cesar Chavez, where I grew up, basically. Okay, see what I mean? Up here, they now used to be able to go straight on Mission, but now they make you make a right, only taxis and buses. You know what, though? But I don't care. I'm gonna do this. It's kind of illegal. Oh, well. So you guys can see Mission. Apparently, Mission Street goes all the way from South America to Canada. Traditionally, it's been a Latino neighborhood. That's been what it's, it's, at least during my time. Well, I used to live right over there, this 18th and Mission. When I was a kid, one of the first places I remember was where we used to live over here, back when breakdancing began, at least out here in the West Coast. And there was breakdancing everywhere. People with their cardboard on corners, and that was one of the first times I got really enthusiastic about music and, hip hop, that kind of thing. That was way back. That's going way back. I've been here this whole time, my whole life, and seen it really change, evolve. Cost of living is so high now that a lot of folks can't afford to be here anymore. They've had to leave. Yeah, but I still love it here.
Yo bendigo, protejo, guío e ilumino en el nombre de Jesucristo, amado Dios, Padre, Hijo, Espíritu Santo. Cualquier enemigo visible o invisible que quiera interrumpirle su vida, su hogar, su camino, su trabajo, dándole paz, tranquilidad, bienestar y protección. La felicidad en todo momento y en todo lugar, y que esta bendición sea derramada sobre todos y cada uno de sus seres queridos, lejanos, cercanos, presentes y ausentes, reciban la fuerza, el amor, la misericordia del Divino Señor, Dios Padre, Hijo, Espíritu Santo, Creador del cielo y de la tierra, todo lo visible y lo invisible. Del Padre, del Hijo y del Espíritu Santo, que vaya bendito de Dios. Amén. Pero si salen a las 6 de aquí, no va a haber tanto tráfico.
Igual va a haber, pero de ahí va a haber, pero igual toma hora y media, 2 horas va a tomar.
Sí. ¿Para Santa Cruz?
Yeah.
Sí.
Mm-hmm.
Ya es difícil, pero...
Mañana va a ser bastante trabajo. Ir al productor en Berkeley, regresar, empacar todo a Berkeley, ¿verdad? No, no, el estudio queda más cerca para Santa Cruz. Porque vamos a tomar el 1.
When I left my country, I was pregnant. And I came to this country illegal. I crossed all Mexico, tried to come to this country. I had no visa. I have my mind focused that I don't want to have my child in my country. Because to me, back that time, 42 years ago, it was no hope for me over there. And I decided to start again. When he turns 15, I took him to the store and he chose his first guitar when he turns 15. And that time, it was like, to me, it was very expensive. And I say, well, it doesn't matter because if this is what you want. And then here's Genie now. So to me, he's Genie.
All eyes are on San Francisco in a way because it's where most of these tech billionaires on the West Coast have made their home now, Silicon Valley doesn't offer much culturally at all, actually. So a lot of the folks that work in that industry would rather live here. That is pushing out a lot of people, a lot of the native population folks that have been here, who can no longer afford to live here, can't afford to buy property, have to basically leave the city. In a lot of ways, it's affected the music and the culture and the arts and all that, because tech culture is taking over and, replacing a lot of the culture and the vibe that existed previously. Now most of my friends are in the East Bay, Oakland. But yeah, I feel like I'm the last of the Mohicans.
I'm just chopping his loops into smaller pieces, because as he's doing it live on the fly, he's basically making it up and figuring it out. Like I can hear that being like a main part of something. Take a piece of this, to go on the end of that. Just see that now. And into that other. And then into that. He's taking playing a part and then looping it and then turning it backwards and pitching it down halfway. So it's very cinematic. I mean, a lot of, as I'm helping him turning them into songs, they take on the life of their own. People don't even believe me. Like I'll play the song and they go, listen to that sound. I'm like, that's the guitar. And they're like, it sounds like a synthesizer, or it sounds like a bird. It sounds like a dolphin.
That brings into focus the fact that God knew we were going to fail.
It's two stations playing. It's two. One's the preacher and then one's someone. So you hear the other one?
Right now you're hearing like a radio.
It's a church broadcast.
A church broadcast through my distortion pedal. See, it's really just, distortion's on. Okay, but we have to use this, of course.
Redemption is coming.
Redemption is coming, guys.
That's the universe speaking.
There's a lot of musicians still in this area doing amazing things, a lot of really top-notch players, but they have to go play everywhere else. So it's hard to have the thriving scene that they had in the 90s and in the late 90s even. San Francisco was rich on band culture, live bands, rock bands, funk bands, all kinds of bands for years, from the 60s, all the way up. Famous artists have come out of San Francisco musically, And it turned to electronic music. When music turned electronic, DJ culture took over. You know what I mean? And even a guy like this that plays guitar adapted into a realm so he could perform alongside a DJ. He's used to plugging into a DJ mixer when he performs at a lot of events that he performs at. Whether it's in an art gallery or a venue, he can plug into the DJ. He's adapted as a musician. So a lot of musicians did that, adapted to playing into DJ culture, because it took over San Francisco in the 90s. In the late 90s, it took over.
1, 2, 3, 4.
We're in the outer sunset. We're basically at the furthest point west in the United States. This area has become like a second home to me after the Mission District. In a lot of ways, it's the last area left that is similar to what San Francisco was like when I grew up. Right now, we're walking to my studio. I call this the Crystal Mirror Studio. There's no windows here too, so it's almost like everything's a window. Basically, I have these 2 loop pedals right here. I control them with my toes, so right now, I'm gonna set them in a position where I can pick up drums. And then I had the low end with a synth over here. I changed the channel, then it's... And I also have this chaos pad. Right, I could do that, or scratch DJs, you know, they play flat, you know, on a flat surface. And so it was that I wanted to have my guitar flat, and I wanted to use my slide and kind of mimic some turntablism. So these are like, kind of like my turntables. So in my mind, it was a fusion of a lot of music that was coming out of San Francisco. Thrash, hard rock, Metallica, to the turntablism, DJ Cuber, Mixmaster Mike, and DJ Quest, and all them. This city was definitely huge for inspiration as far as that goes. And so I'm still here, and I'm trying to kind of brought those worlds together, create something, put it down for the city, basically.